Hello, Judah here. Yes, we are here for Galactic Federation, a gathering, and we are happy to include you. And we would say that we are not vocal in these channelings with the Federation because this vessel is our lead man and spokesperson within this work. And so our work with this team is through this vessel. Yes. And so we will now allow Lars of Arcturus to take the lead. Hello, Lars of Arcturus here. Welcome to this gathering of a specialist team of the Federation. The Federation represents innumerable beings, and there are thousands of representatives to this Federation. Indeed, it is a milieu of many different perspectives and backgrounds and experiences from all over your galaxy. Of course, most of this you are unaware of, and there are still many humans, many who think of this as fairy tale and fantasy. And this is, in our minds, a protective form of denial that serves their particular level of consciousness. And so we are not dismayed by this. Nay, we do not feel the need to raise an alarm for those ones who are, we will say, sleepers, in the sense of their unawareness of cosmic realities. However, our messages are for ones like this vessel and those of you who watch, who are being attracted into this conglomeration of conscious people in high conscious fields who will prepare the way for disclosure on a global level. Now, there are many things that we have to do in this work, so many more than we can enumerate here, but know that the work is happening and it is being conducted with skill and integrity. And every voice that is a part of the Federation is heard and weighed. And there is, as you say, a majority rule. This, many times, to get to this point requires much deliberation, debate, even arguing. Because you see, there are many different perspectives about what is right for humanity's best amongst the Federation members. There are some races who believe that their spiritual guidance directs them to believe that it is best to allow humans to have their own journey and suffer their own fate, even if that is a difficult, arduous, or even an untimely end, because they believe in a hands-off type of oversight. Now, there are others who are more empathic. Not that the first are not empathic, for they may care deeply for humanity. However, as we said, believe in a more hands-off approach. And then there are others who would prefer in their empathy to be more hands-on and be of more assistance, to guide with wisdom, with forward thinking, enabling humans who are ready and will listen to discard thought, ideas, processes, ways of being that are not serving them well, that are keeping them in ignorance. And so this results in a lot of deliberation and debate, as you can well imagine. So there is a spectrum of thought within the beings of the Federation, and all leadership of races within in the galaxy. The spectrum is between full on helping and giving assistance in every possible way and being hands off, and races may fall anywhere along that spectrum. So that gives you some insight into our thinking. Now, what are our plans and thoughts for humanity? What are our strategies? This is what we will share with you now. The first and primary strategy we wish that you always remember, and we work with this vessel consistently on this strategy, and it is this: each individual who lends themselves to the divesting of their ego and the arising of their higher dimensional self into higher realms of consciousness can produce a powerful shift in their environment, in the ones that they have been given contact, relationship, influence over, be that one other person or 1 million persons. So what is of utmost importance is that everyone who is listening is focusing on their interior work, the evolution of their own soul. All strategies must begin with this: connecting to your own heart, freeing yourself from limiting beliefs and ideas and ways of being, in order that you may be your God self, planted firmly in the realms of influence you have been given in the earth and in heaven, and allowing that to shift the levels of consciousness of earth. That is the first strategy. One strategy, a lesser strategy by far, is our messages through vessels such as this one and many others. You see, we do not generally work with organizations on the earth. We work with individuals. We are open to working with organizations upon the earth if they are integrous and oriented in trust and high consciousness. But we rarely find this, rarely. And so we prefer to work with individuals who are oriented towards trust and openness and a lack of judgment in their ways of thinking and being. And so part of our strategy is releasing our message through vessels such as this and many, many others who are speaking messages from their teams within the Federation. And this will begin to draw and attract others who can raise awareness of our intent. And through this strategy, we are going to provide a soft landing for the day when races from the cosmos will begin to appear in a more manifested and visible form on the earth, which of course is happening. But we in the Galactic Federation have provided guardrails and restraints to as much of that manifesting in 3D form that we can, because most humans are not ready. And we are not here to incite fear or panic. This is another debate and conversation consistently ongoing within the Federation. When and where and how. Mhm, mhm, mhm. And there is, as we said, a difference, a perspective along the spectrum of hands-off and full-on involvement. Now, back to our first and primary strategy. Mhm, mhm. Working with individuals to raise their level of consciousness. And then our third strategy being to connect those individuals. Connect them with information, understanding, wisdom, and in love and trust. And we are looking for those who are discerning and can discern the difference between truth and lies, and authentic power and force. Pleiadian sisters here, our role in this team is primarily to provide emotional support for this vessel and others who are working for Galactic Federation goals, with the understanding that humans living human lives in human context have said emotional, physical needs that are valid, that are a part of their construct and what it means to be a human. And therefore, they need support on an emotional, physical, and spiritual level, and we help to provide that. Zed here. My name is Zed, Zeta Dimensional acronym. And I am one of the tall gray race. My work in this particular segment of the Federation, I was called upon because my race of beings failed to make some crucial decisions in a timely manner, and thereby our race was unable to continue on in physical form. And so our souls were technologically transferred into synthetic forms. This is an incalculable loss. The loss is so great it could never be fully expressed, to have lost the physical form. Now we have technological advances in our manufactured forms, and our souls are real and eternal. They are not artificial in any sense. We are not artificial intelligence. But we grieve the loss of our physical form, even though it is far more hardy and stalwart than the physical body. And we are continually advancing this form. However, this is why I am here with this vessel, because our race has encountered these tragic events and overcome and continued on. We wish to continue our evolution by supporting humanity with wisdom and understanding so that they would not make critical errors And we will speak to one in this moment, and it is this, that humans, many humans, most humans, are unaware of the extraordinary intelligence of the body, and do not reverence the body that houses their soul. And this, we feel, is a grave mistake that we hope shall be remedied. We also do a lot of behind the scenes work with Western medicine to develop means to sustain the physical form. I am Abby of Sirius B, and I am a specialist in the area of spirituality and technology. I work in an ambassadorial role with the Federation. My race has evolved, highly evolved, an intuitive sense of being. We have in our culture a completely integrated view of what it means to be angelic and to use technology for higher consciousness. And these two things are not at odds whatsoever within our culture. We have forms of government that are very highly evolved, and so all of our people, we will say, have a deep love and trust for our governmental leaders and respect. And we do not worry at all that we will be abused or that our autonomy will be subjugated by these leaders. And this is our wish also for humanity, that you would become a global civilization, and that walls between nations that divide and separate would be dropped and relinquished in the hearts of the people.
Are all the grays benevolent?
Benevolent?
Yeah, there's different
No.
grays.
It is very Zed here. The question was, are all grays benevolent? We are primarily benevolent, and we are far more evolved than your civilization. Our definition of malevolence would be much different than yours. But there are grays who have ulterior motives, selfish motives, and can be manipulative at times for their own ends. Much like there is a continuum for humans. However, most grays are benevolent. Each gray soul is evolving just like your own.
Would it not be able to create a physical being without a soul, and then have the soul of the grays transferred into that being and then carry forward with the physical body?
Grays who do not want to continue in an artificial body may choose to reincarnate into a different context. But those who feel committed to the race of the grays and the work of restoration for the Greys choose to continue on with us.
Was I a Grey that reincarnated?
No. My representation of you is of a future potential. This is a common misunderstanding about reincarnation, that humans or whatever race reincarnate back to their human form. And that is very true that many do so. Judah here speaking. But when you cross over to the other side, as you say, you will have the opportunity and the choice to reincarnate in many different worlds amongst many different races. And if you are adventuresome in heart and spirit and want to learn something new and different, or perhaps be part of a more highly evolved race, you may certainly reincarnate to one of those races. It is true that many beings, humans, tend to reincarnate back to Earth as humans again. Pleiadians tend to reincarnate back into the Pleiadian collective, and so on with other races, because sometimes a soul has made a huge investment over many lifetimes in a race, such as your own human race, and wants to continue on with that work. But the choice will be yours. And when you are on the other side, you will meet with specialists who will help you to review your life. And this review is in the light of love and truth and acceptance. And then these specialists will work with you for an expanse of time, however long or short that may be, will be your choice, to design, we will call them designers, your next incarnation.
Is it possible me, being a third dimensional being, when I pass away, decide to be into a body that's a ninth dimensional being? Or do I have to work my way up?
Well, we would say that in the brief moments after your passing and leaving the physical body, there is a window of time in which you can make huge leaps in consciousness and evolution. But that window is open for just a short time.
Will I be aware of that window?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And this, how far up you can go, well, we use the word up loosely, but how far you can advance in the level of consciousness within that window of time will depend upon the degree of your surrender in the moment that you enter that window.
I see.
And every bit of work that you do now in this life to surrender to God increases the potential for expanding that window when you pass over.